Hello and welcome to Ice Dice. My name's Evan and this is Mike.
Hello!
And today we have a review edition of Pictomania. This is a game from Stonghold Games and Vlaada Chvatil. It's a Pictionary type game, but there's more to it than that. What it is that you'll have 6 cards, and if you look at these cards, you can see that there are 7 words on each card, and within each card, the words are related to each other. So what's going to happen is you're going to put these cards on this rack, and that will assign each card a symbol. Then every player will get a symbol and a number. So if you look at these 2 I have down here at the bottom, in this example I have, well, I don't know what you'd call that symbol, warped sandwich, and a 1, which is princess and the P. So everyone is going to get a number card and a symbol card. So one thing you know is that if you're picking number 1, if you've got number 1, nobody else is drawing the number 1 card. Everyone will look at their numbers and symbols, figure out what word they have, and they'll start drawing simultaneously. Then, well, you can even interrupt your drawing and do this. You're going to guess what you think each person's drawing is based on the numbers. So you have your cards with the numbers on it. If you think the drawing is number 2, you'll put it in front of that drawing, and everyone will do that until either you're done guessing. You don't have to guess for everyone. And then you grab a tile from the center, and what happens is that after they're all picked, it will go through each drawing. What you'll do is you'll flip over the stack of cards in front of you. The first person to guess your drawing correctly, you'll give the 3-star tile. And the second person will give the 2-star, and so on. Everybody will do that for everybody. And the way the scoring works is that you'll add up all the stars that you got from guessing other people's drawings. Tile you grab from the center, you'll get the stars from that. And then you'll subtract any stars you have left over because either people didn't guess your drawing or they guessed incorrectly. So you want people to guess yours so you can get rid of those stars. There's a couple other things about like who's got the most wrong answers, but that kind of gives you an idea of the game. So what do you think? You've played this a few times, right?
I played it a few times, and the interesting mechanic in this versus other party games I've played is the time element where you have to decide if you want to draw something quickly to get a very good representation of what you're drawing versus trying to get something real quick and fast so that you have more time to guess. If I was a good drawer when I play, I'm a good drawer, but I'm a terrible guesser. So I should spend less time drawing, or just not because I really want people to guess my stuff because I'm really worried about getting the negative points versus the guessing, which I should spend more time on because I'm a terrible guesser.
Well, sometimes it's hard because it's one of those things where the guessing part is that it's obvious to the person who's drawing what they're drawing, but it's not always obvious to the other person. But that's where the logic element of this game comes in, because you can look at it and go, well, that one could be number 3 or number 5, but I'm pretty sure that one's number 5, so this one must be number 3.
See, that's where I messed up, because when you have a little bit of the puzzle, because you were given a symbol and a number, so you can do elimination. If you're drawing 1, none of the rest are 1, right? So you just throw that out of your head. And I couldn't get out of that out of my head because somebody had a deck of cards and a hand of cards. I couldn't tell what it was drawn. But if I would have just stopped and calmed myself down instead of the frenzy of trying to guess real fast, I'm like, it's not 1 because you drew a 1 and 1 was a hand of cards and he's drawn a deck. He's drawn a deck of cards. Come on, Mike, get it together.
Yeah. So, but that is one thing that I kind of a few times I learned, especially when I first started. It's like, oh yeah, I know that's number 3, and then I get over to I'm like, oh wait, that one looks like number 3. Oh yeah, if I go back, that one's probably number 5. You just kind of learn. But I do think, in my opinion, if you want to play this game well, you want to draw fast and accurately to give people, a good drawing that people are going to get, and give yourself as much time to guess. And you also want to try to, instead of, I think this one's number 2, and throwing it on there right away, is I generally kind of try to go through and look at everybody's drawing and figure out, which ones am I iffy on and which ones am I sure on. Guess the sure ones first, and then kind of look at the iffy ones and use some logic to get it in there.
I was in the middle of that exact thing that you were talking about while people were rapidly grabbing this, and I panicked. I panicked and grabbed stuff, and it was wrong, and that was not the way to play. Panic is not your friend.
Well, another thing I have learned is that, you don't need to panic because you don't need to guess every drawing. I mean...
Now he tells me.
Especially when you get to there's only 1 star guess. When you see other people, it's like, well, it's 1 point if I guess it right. I don't lose anything if I don't guess at all. I think it's more important to have people guess your drawings and then you guess yours as well. But I do think my strategy is draw quick and fast and be accurate so people know what it is, and then take my time guessing and try to guess as many right as possible.
Yeah. I wish I was didn't worry as much about the drawing, and I wish I would take the time to pre-read or study. Well, not study, but do a quick scan of the thing, because you lock on to the first thing that might make sense, and your brain just goes, "Hey, that's probably it. That's probably it. That's probably it. Time's ticking, tick, 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 tick. Grab it." And I'm like, oh.
I do think that you do want to take times with people and read and give time to read through the cards. In fact, I was playing a game with your wife, and what happened is she had on one of the cards she was drawing from, it was words like work, and things like that, and she had play. Well, the problem was one of the other cards was play hide and seek, play cops and robbers, and so she just drew play. And then later on she realized, oh, that whole other card is play. I have to somehow differentiate, and she didn't do it, so not many people got it right. But this game is not for everybody.
No.
It is not a leisurely party game. It is kind of stressful. I mean, I have people I've seen walk away from this going, no, I can't take it. It's just there's time pressure. You feel like it's like, oh, go. I gotta draw. I gotta guess. I gotta draw. I gotta guess. I gotta draw. I gotta guess. And it's stressful for some people, and some people don't like that.
Yep. Yeah, you're correct. If you just want to draw and laugh, Telestrations is your game if you want to draw and laugh. The draw and thinking actually a game where you're drawing and laughing. This is your best bet.
Well, the problem I have with Telestrations is it's an okay game, but in fact, we're probably never going to talk about it other than this, so I'll tell you some of my thoughts on it, is that one of the things that really helps Telestration is if you have a good moderator, someone that can read out what's happening and make it entertaining. But one of the other issues is that there's an online Pictionary game called iSketch.net. And it's like Pictionary, except the rules are a little bit different in that when the first person that guesses your word gets 10 points, the next person gets 9 points, the next person gets 8 points. So it's not just one person guessing. And when the first person guesses, a 30-second timer starts and everybody has to guess it. I used to play that game a lot. I used to play it not just in the expert rooms, but the expert British rooms, and I would win 50% of my games. I played that game a lot.
It was online?
Yeah.
And the little timer goes up and it goes click, click, click?
Yeah, you draw with your mouse and there's a chat. So I was really good at that game, and I learned how to draw. One of the things I always told people that were frustrated with that game is it's not about drawing well, it's about communicating with your drawings. I draw stick figures, but it's just about getting people's attention to the correct part of it. This game, actually we were talking about Telestrations. The problem I have with Telestrations is I'm just so used to doing that. I mean, this may sound like I'm bragging, but my drawings are too good. I mean, everybody almost always breaks down what I was drawing. But I've only played it a couple times, so maybe my experience wasn't good. But I have had that with Telestrations where, it's supposed to be telephone where people misinterpret, and not just mine, but it's just like everyone is right. It stays all the way through, all the way through. Yeah, I mean, I was like, okay, not on every card, but just on one card, But anyway, this game, I like it, but yeah, it is not one I can bring out for everybody because there are certain people that are just going to be too stressed out by the timing issue. But so it makes me waver on this game. In some ways, I love it. In some ways, I think it's just okay because of that. So I'm going to split the difference and give it a like it.
You know what? I'm going to give it a qualified love it, but like you said, if I'm bringing this out with people that, hey, we like Telestrations, maybe you like this, and I'm like, oh, maybe you won't, based on entirely exactly what he said. No, because it's a qualified love it, but if I know people are predetermined to stress and the timing issue is gonna, because I don't want them hating on Telestrations, because our group, the group my wife and I run is is our core is party games, so we don't want people hating on party games. Or we say we got to do party games where it's drawing and it's kind of like illustrations, but it's a little more. It's got some timing element. I don't want them hating on it. So yeah, it's a qualified love it. Oof, and it might even be a like it, but yeah, qualified love it.
Yeah. So here, look, what is that drawing?
That is a party game. It's a party game with dice.
See, I know how to draw. Okay,
Is that really what it was?
Party game.
What was this?
Yeah.
Which one is this?
That is, really don't know.
No,
I think
it's
that's
literally
fish
ocean.
snorting cocaine off the ocean.
No, it's a. Come on, what kind of?
That is a carp.
Yes, that's right. My biology degree paid off, son.
Okay, well that's this edition where we reviewed Pictomania. Tune in again next time.
It was
See ya.
a carp.